Nakia Pleasant. I'm 25 years old and I live in the Bay Area of California. I know you guys read the title and you're probably like, girl, teach me, show me. So we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna try to give you guys as much tips and tricks as possible. I did want to put a few disclaimers out there that, you know, I'm not a financial advisor. I am, you know, just a girl learning from different aspects in life and from people. These things worked more faster for me just because I was not paying rent. Like, I live with family. And then thirdly, this is not a debt-free video. I still have debt. And just so you guys know, this video will have like a bunch of aspects and different conversation points. So with that being said, I have separated the video by chapters so that way you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't need to. If you want to, girl, that's your business. But just to make it easier for everybody and get the information that they want, go and scroll down to the bottom and you can see everything split up in chapters. And once you get what you need from this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with somebody you also think could use some of this information. Thank you. First, we're gonna talk about debt. Debt is something we all have. There's a few percentage of us that can actually go buy things in cash when we need them, when we want them. So, you know, it's a part of being in America, you know? So I had debt. I have student loans, I have a car loan, I have a credit card. Those are all my debts. But the ones that I needed to tackle most was my credit card that maxed out at $8,000, and my student loan was $2,700, but I already paid some down to $2,200. So those are like my biggest things I really needed to tackle. They were weighing down on my credit score heavy. One, because credit is such, like, your credit card is such a big aspect, a part of your credit score. So I really need to get that under control. I didn't pay it off fully, I will say, but what I did was I just made it a goal to pay off to 30%. And for my student loan, I have other federal student loans. However, this specific loan was from a place I do not recommend, College Avenue Loans. I don't recommend them. They did not care that, you know, we had a whole world crisis going on. They did not care. They were calling us, sending us mails, telling me to make payments. But mind you, you know, we had the big C around and they did not care. So I just really need to get rid of them. I had my mom co-sign on them, so it wasn't even that much money of a loan in the first place for a student loan. So I just really needed to pay that off because it was weighing heavy on my credit score as well for some reason. Maybe because it was a private loan or something like that, I don't know. So how I did this is the big question. First, it was a mindset thing. I started off and there was this podcast, I'll link it down below. One is with The Table with Anthony O'Neill, and the other one is with The Budgetnista. And I'm sure you guys have heard of her, but I simply was stressed about debt. Like, I was like, you know, they teach us being debt-free, be debt-free, be debt-free. Child, like, I can't, like, I would have to be actually rich or broke, like either or, to be like completely debt free for my situation personally. I just knew myself, like, I'm still trying to live life and blah blah, but I was really robbing myself because I'm so busy trying to pay off debt. I was throwing money to my credit card, throwing money to the student loan, and leaving myself with a little bit to survive during the week because I just really wanted to get my loans paid off. I wanted to be debt free. Debt free is amazing. God bless you if you reached it. However, I changed my mindset, and those two podcasts taught me that, you know, my debt is not it's not the end all be all. Like, having debt is a part of life. Like, you're gonna have you're gonna have a mortgage eventually. That's debt. And it's not bad to be in debt. Like, it's building credit, and as long as you're doing what you need to do, it shouldn't hurt you at all. And I think it's always been, especially growing up in the Black community, it's always been such bad, language around it and stuff like that. But girl, it's okay. Don't take it as like, oh, like, I'm about to go rack up $10,000 on this car. Like, child, no, don't do that. Just, take it day by day. Like, that you will pay it off eventually. And that's what I was also had to realize. Like, just because I'm putting $300 every 2 weeks doesn't mean it's going to be paid off by 2 months. Like, either or, it's a lot of money to pay off. But I'm not making that much money, so that it was a big mindset change, first of all. Second, I did the I know you guys heard of the snowball method with Dave Ramsey. I basically did that. I just kind of flipped it to what was best for my lifestyle, what I could do. I just took the loan first, because that was the one that was really down my back, and then my credit card second. So my loan, my monthly payment for that was like $75. When I first started to decide to tackle this, I was getting paid every 2 weeks. And I was getting paid like $1,200 or $1,300 every 2 weeks. So like I said, I was not paying rent. But I still had other things to pay and get groceries and stuff like that. So I, would budget every 2 weeks and set money aside for putting in payments every 2 weeks. Thank God I was able to put like $150 every 2 weeks, $100 every 2 weeks. Sometimes I would do the minimum depending on what was going on in life. I didn't stick to the plan. Like, if stuff came up, I was going out of town, girl, you're getting $75 because I need this extra money so I can have me a good time, So I just made sure I would budget accordingly. I did the minimum a month for my credit card up until I finally paid the rest of it, $2,200 off. And then I was able to really put in some work for my credit card. And that's literally all I did. Like, I just kind of followed that same method. I just used it for when my paychecks came. Like I said, I still have debt I'm working on. But since I've been paying my credit card and since I've been doing that, I also got a new job now. So there are things that did make a big impact to my credit and where it's at now. But that's literally what I did to make it happen. You can simply just do the regular snowball method. You can simply, make it according to your lifestyle, your budget and stuff like that. And the biggest lesson I want y'all to take away from this part is just, debt is gonna be there, child. Like, don't let it stress you out. As long as you're not missing payments or you're not ass up on 4 credit cards, you should be all right. Now, if you are like that, I am not your girl, okay? I'm not the one to get tips from. You need to go talk to somebody else. All right, the next part we're gonna talk about is saving. Now, this is how I accumulated the 10K within like a year and some change now, like a year and a half. Saving was something I struggled at. Like, when I tell you I could not, like, I still struggle to this day. Like, I struggle putting money up. Like, I really be like, way back when I first wanted to start like taking saving seriously, I started with this app called Digit, and I'm sure you guys heard of it. And there's plenty of apps like this where it saves for you. I couldn't stay consistent with it because I would always put it on pause, or I had the limit thing set to like, if I'm at $100 or lower, don't take no money out. So it kind of rarely took money out, because once I paid stuff and put money to credit card and all this stuff, like once I paid everything, it was kind of like, you don't have nothing for us to use. Maybe try the app, but girl, for me, we needed to take extensive measures, okay? We needed to go a little further just because I always touch the money. Because you know, when you have a job and you sign up for direct deposit, you can set up more than one direct deposit. So, and usually they ask you how much of the check do you want to go to this account. So I have two bank accounts. I have a bank account with Chase, like a checking and stuff. Then I have like a money market saving with a credit union. So with that money market saving account, I connected it to my direct deposit with my job, and 10% of every paycheck was going there. And I don't still have that much access to that account like that. Like, that credit union is rare. It's called Patelco. You know, they don't have a lot of locations. It's hard to transfer the money. Like, it's just, that money's on lock over there. So that's where I took extensive measures, was when I decided to put 10% of my paycheck over there. So I didn't ever see it come to my account. Like, literally when I was checking my Chase, because that was like, that's my everyday Chase. Like, I use that every day for all my expenses and stuff. So when I checked my Chase account on the days I got paid, it was kind of like, oh, this is how much money I got to work with. And it just felt like, oh, well, that's how much I got paid. Like, it didn't, I don't know, for some reason, it just didn't click to me that, like, oh yeah, you know, every time you get paid, 10% is going over there. It's just because I didn't see it. That was the biggest change for me, was setting my direct deposit into two separate accounts and having 10% go to me. This is where the conversations of debt and savings collide, is just because I had to learn that I need to pay myself first. My sister, I was like frustrated one day, and I talked to her, and she was like, I asked her, I was like, I need help saving. Like, it's hecka hard to save, blah, blah. And she was like, you have to pay yourself first. Like, as soon as you get your paycheck, the bill's gonna be bills. Like, the payment's gonna be payments, but you need to pay yourself. And that's what I started doing. My biggest lesson was that you don't want to be paying off debt and paying off your credit card and doing stuff, and you end up, oh, you're debt free, yay. Girl, you just got in a car accident. Or, like, you know, you got a flat tire, or you just lost your job and you debt free. But guess what? You going right back into debt because you don't have no emergency savings. You was doing all this and you didn't plan for yourself. Like, that was the biggest takeaway. It's like, one thing I'm not about to do is leave myself hanging. Like, I'm not about to leave myself ass out, like, because that's just not good. Like, okay, you're debt free, you have nothing to show for it. Like, there's no, like, when I paid off my loan, that was a big awakening, because that was the first thing I ever paid off. And I was like, like, I thought it would be more exciting. Like, they would send a message like, yay, Nakia, you paid off your loan. Girl, my credit score went down. Okay. I was pissed. Just take care of yourself first. Make sure you have that 3 to 6 month emergency savings racked up. And, you know, make sure you put your money where it can work for you as well. So that's where we're about to go into stocks, 401ks, all that stuff. So this is something I'm still learning. So if I say anything wrong, child, please charge it to my head and my heart. So yeah, 401ks, Roth IRAs. Let's start there. So I had a 401k, right? I had a 401k, and it was in my old job. Like, it was with my old job. So with being there, I think I was there for a good 6 months, and I put away like $2,500. I think I was there for longer, because that's just not right. Rewind right quick. I actually did it with that company. I made the 401k with that company because they matched it, and I seen myself being there for a long time, so I just decided to do it. But clearly there were other things, opportunities that came around, so I'm not with the company anymore. But I asked for a rollover check, and you can do that anytime you switch jobs and you started a 401k or anything. Once you leave, you can get that money and take it back or roll it over to a new 401k Roth or whatever. So that 2,500, I ended up taking it out, getting it a check written to myself and to Edward Jones. That's who I decided to open my account with. This job that I do have now that I'm really blessed with, the company does not match the 401k or anything like that. So I decided to opt out of starting it with them and do it on my own. Now, this is where I don't know quite the information, but I chose Edward Jones just because I was able to use my Roth IRA and invest in actual stock. Now, I had Roth at my old job with that company. I had 401k and a Roth account, and I was putting like 2%, 4% Roth, 2% 401k. And when I was trying to choose my investments for the Roth, I could only do index funds, and I didn't like that. Like, personally, I want to do the stock, baby. That's just me. And I don't know if that's just like maybe because it was an employer account or something, and like this is just me going in on my own type of thing. But I don't know. Like, if you can answer that down below, let me know, child. So when I got to Edward Jones, I was so excited. I partnered with a financial advisor there. He is so great. Like, his method, his strategy. Remember I said I had 2,500, and I started that in June. It is August. Guess how much money I have? I literally, this might not seem like a lot to people, but it's like, it doubled, girl. I have 4,100. Like, what? That's crazy to me. When you think of 401k Roth and stuff, it's, long-term investing. It's long-term commitment. So to see it grow like that within a couple 2 months, it's like, oh, wow. Like, I cannot wait to see what happens when it, it moves on to something bigger. But let me tell you how I got into Edward Jones. So my brother-in-law, he has an account with Edward Jones, and he put me on, and he recommended me an advisor. But I just looked on my own and seen this guy. He was black, so I said, let me see. We set up a meeting, and it was real casual. Like, a lot of people like, I don't know how to start up, I don't know how to set up. Girl, I didn't know either, but I was just, you got to keep it real with people. People are more helpful when you're just like, yeah, you know what, I don't know. He was like, I can walk you through step by step, we can explain everything, I can teach you this and teach you that. I was like, dope. So we had like 5 meetings from May to June, when I first finally made the check 2,500 deposit. So from that time to that time, it was just meetings after meetings of me learning, figuring it out, and all that stuff. So he was so willing to help. 2,500 is a lot to start with, because like I said, but it didn't feel like it was coming from me out of my bank account, because I had already had it previously. So if you can do it like that, I totally recommend it. The last thing I got into was investing, which has earned me money. Obviously, with your Roth, you do earn, money there, but it goes to your Roth. Like, it's growing there. But I wanted something like outside of that to like play around with and just test it out. So I started off getting into stocks a while ago, actually. And I made a Robinhood account, and I just started putting in money here and there. I didn't see much result from it, because I was literally, I think I had like $150 in there. Like, and most stocks are like over that right now. So you know, it wasn't really working nothing. But I ended up doing some day trading, what they call, or, you know, short-term investing and stuff like that. And I was able to gain a few, you know, $80, something like that. But then I realized, you know, that's not for me. So what I started doing was similar to the saving aspect, is reoccurring investments. So I switched over to TD Ameritrade, I guess how you say it, because, you know, Robinhood is known for a little bit of scandal. And then I set up my reoccurring investments. That is the best thing on earth. It's simple as like $5 a week, $10 every 2 weeks, $25 every 2 weeks, stuff like that. I just set it up and set it and forget it. That's like the term they use, but it's true. Like when you set it and forget it, girl, I woke up one day, I had $500 in I woke up, like I said, I started with nothing. Woke up with that $500, but I put in $80 a week into my Roth account as well. So with that and my outside investments, I think I invest like $100 something a week plus, and I don't even feel it personally for my thing, just because it's kind of like a bill and it comes out like auto pay, so girl, it's gone. But also it's just like, that's money that's working for me 10 times harder, because, you know, obviously I have money in my savings account, but that's just sitting there. So girl, if you see this fly, I swear it needs to get out of here. Oh, all right, I got it. I got the fly. I hope these tips can help you all. It really starts with the mindset thing though. That's why I started with that, because once you shift your mindset and once you have that realization, like, I'm doing this all wrong, it kind of just like, you know, it just flips a switch. And I know that's what happened with me personally. It just took a little switch to go off for me to be like, oh, let me try this way, let me see if this works. And it has been working for me. You know, if it doesn't work for you, it's okay. Like, there's so many different strategies out there. There's so many different things to do. There's so many ways to save, budget, invest, and whatnot. So there's no special formula to this madness. Just take your time. Like, it's gonna work out. It's gonna add up. And especially when you have your money work for you, go, before you know it, you'll be having enough money to put some money down in the house, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this information down with somebody you love and want them to get some financial advice. But I will see y'all next time. Thank you.